Steel Hunters is already going offline. I didn't even know it was online. We have a video here from Hunter's Logs who goes over his experience with Steel Hunters and why is it dying. It only died apparently in 3 months. If you guys want to see the full video, that will be linked in the description down below. The mecha gaming space, at least here in the West, always tends to suffer. I don't really know why. It's kind of crazy because I was actually wanting to play this game, like just never got into it. I didn't even know it was live. There's like no chatter going on in YouTube. There's no marketing. I didn't see anything. Like, why is that? When did this game even come out? And before we get into it, be sure to like and subscribe. All right, let's go.
Steel Hunters, the game that took pride in its 3 years of development. A game that only gave you access to sporadic closed beta weekends if you signed a long legal agreement to not distribute any footage of the game.
And that's the main reason why I never played it, quite honestly. Like, I was going to, and there were like all these warnings, like you can't record it and whatever. I wasn't even able to tell you guys about it or talk about it. So I was like, I'm not gonna get into this. And that was a long time ago when I got it. I don't even know when. This one looks really, really cool. I love the art aesthetic, but I never got into it because I just don't have the time to just play a game just for the sake of playing a game. I guess giving patch notes to the developers on what it is I like. You feel like a free worker at that point, but at the same time you get to play the game. I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I don't like doing that.
They even pasted the words "do not distribute" all across your screen with watermarks everywhere. They held their secrets very close to their chest throughout development for whatever reason. I myself followed the game for a long time. I participated in various closed alphas and beta weekends for the last 2 years after I signed up in April of 2023. While waiting for the game to come out, I saw steady improvements, new playable mechs added, new mechanics and functionalities added constantly. I saw a game I was genuinely very excited about.
So cool.
A game that rewarded good positioning and teamwork over flicking precision aim like Valorant.
Okay, so here's the actual
a game that someone with hand issues like myself could get good at.
That still looks cool.
And then they released it in April of 2025, and it sucked balls.
What, April?
Now 3 months later, they've already shuttered development.
This game was released in April? I didn't know that. July 8th. That wasn't even that long ago. Sunsetting. Jeez.
For it. The game is effectively dead.
Oh, servers will stay live for 90 days. So this game is still kind of live, but still, they're going to shut down. Oh my god.
So what happened in 3 months to kill a game so quickly?
They released and they were like microtransactions. People were like, nah. That's pretty much, yeah.
Easy to identify, though we don't really know what caused.
Oh, this game looks so cool.
The game launched on April 2nd in a worse state than I had ever seen it in 2 years of playing it. The game ran beautifully in the betas, solid 60 to 120 FPS, no crashes, no drops. The only issue really being that you had the do not distribute watermark all over the screen, making...
No, I don't have footage of it. I literally had to sign an agreement to do precisely not that. So he could, yeah, that's why, this is why it's the footage from another video here, but he couldn't share anything. It sucks. Is that why, like, we didn't hear about it? Like, I didn't hear about this throughout YouTube. Dag. I know Mecha Break came out. I haven't even played that just yet because I've just been kind of busy. And of course, Gundam weekend long, so I put some time into that. But man, I wanted to get into Steel Hunters as well. That was one of the things on my list here. And I guess we're gonna have to. Can we still get into it just for a moment? If my computer can even run it.
The game looked pretty shitty, but that was a small price to pay to play a game I enjoyed so much. Now you'd be hard pressed to hold on to 30 FPS in a gunfight in the actual release of the game. Unironically.
He said it's like, what, 30 frames in the actual release of the game? Didn't that happen like, well, I don't know about Mecha Break right now because I haven't played it since launch, but its last beta was all like every other beta before it was good, and then it just was like unable to be played. But I think I heard they got it fixed, but I guess they didn't do it here. What's up with games doing that nowadays? I don't know. Why do games just turn off? Wait, did I pause it? Oh, that's him playing.
Holy
dag. 0 frames.
All right, the Colossus is obliterating my computer. That was also if the game didn't freeze or crash along the way, which it did constantly.
Oh, that
the performance was
crazy.
Abysmal dog shit at any possible setting. So, the performance was awful, but what else was wrong? Well,
okay,
3 characters that were completely ready and playable in the beta weren't here on launch for some reason. Fletcher, Razorside Old.
They removed all mention of old Guard everywhere. I had to go on official Discord and find old messages of people talking about him to find out some proof that he existed. They actually went ahead and removed it. They're like, don't talk about it. This is brand new DLC that's going to release. But the fact that they took 3 characters out of the, there's 10, they said? They have 10 characters? I mean, the characters look really cool. So I guess it's hard to make a lot of mecha characters, in my opinion. You have to do so much to them, especially if you want to make them look really cool mecha, right? But the fact that they literally went through and just started just nuking. And these are from 2023. That it probably was like 2022. Maybe they just didn't go that far. They're probably like, damn, we didn't catch these. That's crazy.
Old Guard and Taurus were not available on launch. Both Old Guard and Taurus both having complete kits 2 years ago. So why weren't they here? They were completely ready and playable in the beta. The only mech that I could agree needed to be withheld was Fletcher, as his kit was a
can't even tell what that is. It's dark and mysterious.
Fucking mess in 2023 when they released him. And he was already removed from the beta quickly after they released him so that they could work on him more offline. None of these 3 playable mechs were available when the game launched. They even scrubbed them from the website. And
Old Guard and Fletcher don't exist officially anymore. I just happen to have old emails for Fletcher.
Forums at the time. I can only assume they withheld Taurus and Old Guard because they didn't have any further mechs in the pipeline and they needed a facade of post-launch support.
To the people who made these mechs, like, this has all had to been created by somebody. This is like, I guess they just got paid their work and au revoir, I guess. Good luck out there.
And Fletcher was the last mech they released before the game came out.
All this just doesn't get to be enjoyed by anyone else except the people who happen to just know that it existed.
Bear in mind that Fletcher, according to this email I received from their newsletter, was available in November of 2023 per my proof on this email.
Jeez.
That means they did not make a new mech in almost 2 years before the game.
It's a free-to-play. I just feel like this free-to-play stuff is just... Is that even the model nowadays? I just want to rant on it just real quick. Maybe you can call me an old-school gamer. Maybe you can call me gamer Generation 1 gamer, where I used to be out-of-the-box gamer. There's no advertisement when I play my games. I'm not... Every single menu is buy this new skin or whatever. There's none of that. It was way predates that. I would rather... It's not even about the games being like fully fleshed out. That is also very important, obviously, but it's more so people like the free-to-play model, but they also almost forget, like, why. So when they go into it, they see all these things that they want, and they see all these price tags. It's almost like you can't play a game anymore without your wallet on the table. Whenever I talk about games, I used to try to bring this point up. If they have an option to say, like, you can play the box price, it comes with essentially damn near everything. You pay 60 to 80 bucks, even $100. You get all unlocks, all characters, whatever. Maybe there's extra some stuff that you can kind of grind for when you're there. But free to play makes it easier for other people to just be like, hey, let's jump in again, let's try it out. But like, man, I just feel like in the back of the people's minds, people don't really like, they don't feel committed once they play a free to play game. There's no reason for me to really play this. I didn't put any money into it. Why is the gaming industry so different than like the trading card game industry? I know like you can trade the cards back in for some kind of value, and you really can't do that for gaming whatsoever. But it's like games would never want to go up in price. If they increase their price by $10, they're like shunned, and servers need to be on and be maintenance and developed and constantly updated, so on and so forth, forever. And then like card games, you're like, people buy one box for $130, but they buy multiples of those boxes, starter decks, they buy alt arts from third party, they buy, extra cards that they need for their decks, they buy multiple decks, they buy the sleeves and all these extra things, and they end up going thousands of dollars into these trading cards, and they're kind of like, of course they're going to keep playing for as long as they can. They even go, when they go to the locals events, they have to pay $5 to even play there, so it isn't like you can even play for free. Technically, yeah, you can sit down with your buddies and play. That's really all you can do at that point. But if you want to play in any kind of competitive scene or circuit, you have to pay in constantly. Like if you just do one a month, that's $24 a month nowadays on average price. So sometimes some places cost $10, some places cost $5. Generally, the places I've been to, it costs $6 to $7 to play weekly, and that's only if you go once a week. If you double that, boom. None of that's free to play. None of that's free to play. I don't know if obviously there's two different genres, but I just don't see how the free-to-play is like still why is that the only way to go for a lot of these games? I do feel like that's the reason why Mecha Break all of a sudden out of nowhere I do want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that in another video that I'm currently working on about Mecha Break. But real quick about that, all the hate in the beginning was egregious microtransactions, all these microtransactions. How about, you ever try removing that? You ever try just getting rid of microtransactions for a bit? Or like in-game lock-ins, whatever? I don't know. I played Gigantic earlier this year, and that game was awesome to me because it was all like, just buy the game. $20, you got the game. Play the game, unlock the stuff in the game. That's a foreign concept nowadays, and I get it. I've argued with a lot of players in different genres of gaming where they're like, this game must be free to play or I'm not touching it. All you really want to do is just play it one time with the weekend with the buddies to just try it out, and then they'll just be on their own way. And they're like, what money has been made? But then you'll argue about the free-to-play games. You look at phone games that are like making millions and millions of dollars. So it's just kind of like, which way do you really want to go as a game developer? But I'll just say this. I'll just end off this, and I'll just continue this video here. If your game is gone, you're making no money. So
came out. The fact they announced the release of a, quote, new Mech Taurus on April 18th of 2025 alludes to this fact as well. They expected people who hadn't participated in the beta to just accept that this was a brand new mech.
This is a unique style too. These mechs look like they're not a part of any other kind of genre too. So this is like Steel Hunter mechs. They had a style to it too.
Mech and not speak up and tell other people.
Look at that.
Nope. He was.
What is up with that gun? What? Hey, that's a shotgun?
One of the first available mechs in the beta over 2 years ago. He was there the entire fucking time. So where did he go on release?
Here the whole time.
This wasn't the only content lacking.
Why are we sniping with shotguns right now? What is happening?
There were very few maps, little to grind for, no ranked. Ultimately, there was no reason to play besides fun.
The Warlock from Destiny.
But if your game doesn't perform well, and has no other reasons to play it, there's no variety of things to do or things to try within the game, what do you have left? It is a rudimentary battle royale with 7 playable characters, all while running like shit. The game
more footage of performance issues
was free to play, which is a good thing, mind you, but there wasn't even stuff.
This is footage? I thought it was just screenshots.
To buy in the game. So how did they expect to make money from that?
Expect a battle pass a month before its death. Battle passes. Guys, in the comments down below, new gen players, go ahead, defend your battle passes. Go for it. Defend your free-to-play games. Go for it, please, so we can go ahead and have a discussion. Why do you love it so much? Why do you love it so much? Does it keep you in the game? You're like, man, I must grind this battle pass. That's the only reason I play. I don't know. And I just love buying skins. How come every game is just like battle passes and skins? That's like what you expect from every game nowadays. I don't know.
Was this planned to be a failure from the beginning? I don't get it. Also, did you know that Steel Hunters was even a game? Probably not, because beyond the fact they refused to let anybody share any footage of the game before it was publicly available, they barely advertised it either. So you probably didn't even know this.
Release game early access, April, and kill the game early access because it doesn't meet expectations. Advertising, it doesn't meet expectations. Who knew it was out? I was pseudo following this game and I didn't even know. There has somebody there at the development plate. I mean, not the developers, but like somebody there at the studio has to take accountability for this. Y'all messed up. At least with like Mecha Break, when they made the betas, they allowed you to say certain things about it. They barred you from saying if there was a special aspect that like a specific mode, you couldn't talk about that. Like the Moshback mode, that was out. We were playing it in the beta, but you couldn't talk about it. But you could talk about the 3v3. You could talk about the 6v6 if it was available. Sometimes they lock that one feature out. Or if they're like, you can't talk about Moshback and that's the only one you got to play, those are the betas I omitted myself from. I'm like, well, if I can't talk about any of this stuff, I'm just going to leave. Or I just go in there and talk about the character customization, everything that's not within the actual play mode itself. So I used to go ahead and talk about that. Optimizations. To not talk about it whatsoever, not even generate a little bit of hype, is crazy to me. Like, why couldn't they just release like a beta version where they're like, okay, you're allowed to talk about this, but we're only going to show 4 characters. That's it. You can only talk about these 4 characters, and that's it. So no, some people don't really get to see the other 6 or whatever. Only one map. Yeah, exactly. Like, just keep it super limited. At least it's like out there, because like I was excited for all the IGN cinematic scenes I was seeing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm almost glad I'm slowing down and playing video games, because this is just all you get, man. You get like you get these games and they're like, oh, it's not performing well. Our microtransactions aren't getting us millions and millions of dollars that we expected week 1, so we're just going to go ahead and just wrap it up.
Game was a thing until you saw the clickbait articles being spread about how it died in 3 months. And I can't blame you for that. They did not tell anybody this was happening.
Didn't know about it
unless
until
you
literally some of the
subscribed to a
stuff was popping
newsletter.
up.
So, what happened? Considering how close they held this game to their chest the entire time they worked on it, we don't have details about what happened behind the scenes. So I can only tell you what I know from my own experiences from alpha to beta to release, and educated guesses on the rest. For some reason, they removed content from a game already lacking offerings before releasing this shallow game in an abysmal state.
Now, those are just what he's guessing, guys. There's not like 100%, but they're fair points because he's played it for 2 years. Lucky him. I guess I get to play it for a couple times this month. We'll try to at least get like a little bit of this content for you guys. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you really want me to see it. I'll try to record it for you guys. It probably won't be in a web camera, lowest settings possible, but at least want to experience the game before it inevitably just goes poof. It's probably gonna have 0 player base. So if this is on Battle Royale, how many players are in a Battle Royale? Is it even gonna be possible to even get a game? Are people just gonna be like, are there bots? You know, it says Andres 10142. That could be a bot name.
They didn't even allow content creators to spread any.
Like, I lied. Sorry, that's actual.
The awareness about
that's his teammate.
about this game before it released to help advertise it. They also barely advertised it themselves, so it was immediately dead on arrival.
Yeah.
Then the few people who did manage to find it on their Steam homepage after release tried it and were immensely disappointed.
I feel like I had it on wishlist. That didn't even tell me that, or
and completely uninstalled it. I myself left a negative review that about 10 people said was helpful.
Well, I actively hit this game on almost every alpha and beta weekend. I had access to it and ran it better than it does live on Steam. How did you take a great game, ruin all optimization it had, and release it on Steam missing 3 characters that were in the beta? Money. Look at all the layoffs that are happening nowadays, guys. It's all money, man. Why are developers insistent on ruining games before they release them? Why is this the most common industry practice in 2025? Now the game is already pushing 100 live players and guaranteed isn't making the publishers any money. Stay away until the game can run above 15 frames and they re-add the characters that they already had. You know, it sucks because you know this guy really likes this game too, man. You can hear it. And they really likes this game. It's kind of disappointing. It's kind of like when you're really passionate about a game.
Considering how small the player base was, 10 people is a lot. And
out of 75 players, 10 of the 75 players. That's a good amount. So 3,700 peak all time. Man, Gigantic had more than that. Yeah, scratch.
I want to circle back quickly to the whole Fletcher thing because that really bothered me. Fletcher was the last mech they introduced in the beta over 2 years ago. You're telling me they didn't develop a single other playable mech in 2 years after developing 10 of them?
At least Mecha Break created 2 new out-of-nowhere characters before the game released, never before tested, so it gave the people who actually played the beta something super exciting to even get into and something to want to gravitate to. Instead of saying like, oh, we're just going to unlock Inferno, you're going to unlock Inferno, Stellaris, and the Orbital guy. I forgot his name on top of my head right now.
In 1 year of their 3-year development cycle. What happened after the first year that completely stunted this game's growth? Where did all of that development go? And why was it so awful on release?
I feel like game developers get scared when another game releases or they push back. Obviously, you want to get out there when the time is right. You don't want to. Oh, Marvel Rivals essentially is the game that came out, so they didn't want to like just jump out there
when it was better in the beta. Well, Steel Hunters was developed by Wargaming.net. You know, the World of Tanks guys. The guys.
What? I didn't even know it was made by these guys. I'll say this, guys. I absolutely want to play wargaming. I absolutely want to play War of Tanks, War of Planes, I want to play all of them. But it's just one of those things where like if I get into it, it'll just be for fun, and I'll probably play it way too much, and I have to be a little bit more productive. If my YouTube was based on that time of gaming, maybe I would play it a lot more. But it's not, so it'll literally just be me indulging in it. So I never got into it. I'm a war documentary nut. I love watching documentaries. I watch them technically every single day.
They basically own all of those random vehicle milsim games you see YouTube ads about. The guys that sponsor so many goddamn YouTube videos that it could compete with Raid Shadow Legends for the amount of times World of Warships has interrupted a video I'm watching. If the company that constantly and aggressively advertises every property they own refused to advertise their newest property after 3 years of development, why? Why did they not put that effort in? They do it all the time.
Are the developers so divided that they have a group of people in the closet? They're like, hey, you guys make this game, and everyone else makes the rest of the game, and they come back and be like, hey, what do you got? You were not advertising yet? Leave it alone. There's not enough Mecha people? I don't know.
I really don't know. They held everything about this game so close to their chest the entire time. We know so little about 3 years of development or what happened in that last quarter before the game came out to make it launch in such a terrible state. It's insanity to me to think that a game was better in its beta than its full release. I don't know how that happens or why it's so prevalent in 2025. All I do know is that it's becoming more common with every year that passes. And if something doesn't change, it'll just keep getting worse. We have initiatives now like the Stop Killing Games initiative overseas with...
Oh, what the heck is this? Stop Killing Games. Petition. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. That's probably why they go free to play, because it allows them to be able to just destroy it. So if they do a box price game, it will be really hard for them to be like, okay, you guys paid $80, we're gonna go ahead and kill our game in 2 months later. An increased number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration dates, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support for the publisher ends. This practice is a form. That's why they're like, oh, live game services. We keep those games alive. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence. Yeah, they just want the initial money, initial funds. They get the hype money. Like usually when games, just like trading card games, where it's like super hype in the beginning, people are trying to like, oh, you sell it. It's like a lot of generated hype, and so like the hype is there, and let's take that hype money and then flatline it. 1 million. So I'm not going to read the rest, guys. Go ahead, and you probably already read it way faster than I have, so I'm going to go ahead and just continue.
Hundreds of thousands of people wanted to get involved with it, and that's an incredible thing. I really hope that that initiative comes back over to us in the U.S., and we have
somebody big here, like a big game reviewer needs to, like Angry Joe needs to start, like, do something like that to get it started.
Developments forward here. I really hate that games are basically made to die in 2025. Games that I think have a lot of potential to offer full careers to the people working on them.
I totally agree. Games are technically, they always feel like they just are made to just last during that hype, and they just get shut down. Maybe the gamers are so used to that. It's just like the third generation of gamers are always like, okay, let's play the game for a little bit. Let's get all our YouTube videos on it. Let's stream it until people lose hype on wanting to watch that kind of content and move on to the next one because they want the next content. So like the younger generation is all about content to them.
And a lot of fun for us to play them. I don't understand what's going on in the game development world, but I really don't like it. And I am immensely disappointed with the quick death of Steel Hunters, a game I looked forward to for over 2 full years.
Guys, in the comments down below if you know anything about the gaming industry. I know it was super rough last year, and it was one of the moments where like in the Game Awards they were like, we're still making games, guys, don't worry. Everyone's losing their jobs, a lot of stuff. It's supposed to be with now the dawn of AI. How is that going to be come in 2026?
The game is still live right now, and all the unlockables are given to everybody for free. So if you wanted to give it a try yourself,
oh, so all the unlockables is there. So
and see if you even like it. Go ahead.
We gotta try it, guys. We gotta at least try it before it goes away. See if we like it. That Spartan gun was cool. That's unfortunate. Alright, guys, once again, be sure to check out Hunter's Logs, and be sure to, of course, like the video on his side and subscribe to this page and check out all the rest of his content there. I know I kind of talked through a major portion of that, but I just I was feeling it too. You can hear it in his voice, the passion of the game that he's been loving to play, and then like it comes out and he's just like, how do you feel about free-to-play games still? Do you think it's just is it outdated? Can games come back to a different kind of model? Or do you think the free-to-play model is just the way of developers thinking like they can actually squeeze out more money in the long run? I don't see why you can't have technically both. Why can't you have like a decently low price going in, like a commitment price, where you get a good amount of stuff up front still, and of course more things comes out that you put money into. anyways, I can go on and on and on about this, guys. How you feel about the game industry? Let's just go ahead and change up the conversation. All right, guys, I don't want to rant on too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get out of here. Again, be sure to check out this guy's page, like, subscribe to his channel, and see you next time. Peace out.